here tonight. Special KOF shout out to the homeboys at Dream Cancel. You know.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Dream Cancel podcast, and this is episode 100 of Dream Cancel Live. My name is Desmond, the administrator of DreamCancel.com. Today's episode, we're going to recap a lot of what's happened in this month, January. The month is practically over, so we're going to talk about Frosty Faustings. We're going to try to talk about the Geo World Tour that was at the Retro City Festival that happened like 2 weeks back. And we're also going to talk about what we saw at Evo Japan 2018 regarding SNK. And before we get into anything, I just want to thank everyone for sticking with us for 100 episodes. This is a 100 episode special. Not sure exactly what we're going to do special besides anything else, but I want to thank everyone that has been on every single episode and all the viewers and listeners for just hanging with us and holding us down for as long as we can. Hopefully we can do 100 more. So yes, thank you very, very much. So let's introduce the discussion panel for tonight. 1 second. All right, let's see if anyone can hear me. Let's see. All right. Let's introduce firstly from Indiana. We have Mexiken, malicious tactical gaming. Mexiken, can you hear me? Can anybody hear me?
Somebody? Yes, we can. Yes.
All right, cool. All right, great. Ooh, man, I got scared. Esteban, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
What's up, man? How are you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Cool. Good to have you. All right, next we have, we got Laban. What's up, Laban? How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How about yourself, sir?
Doing good. Can you tell everyone, just in case they have no clue at all, where you're currently located?
I am currently located in Northern California, Bay Area, East Bay. Previously, Northern California, Central Valley, Modesto. So here I am.
All right, great. Cool. Good to have you. All right, next. All right, let's see if we can get anything out of JoJo. We've been having a little bit of problems. JoJo, are you there, man? Try to get a mic check out of him. All right, yeah. Can't get much right now. We got LazieFreddy. Can you hear me? Can you hear us? LazieFreddy?
I think he's still on mute because we had to manually unmute ourselves when you were asking where we're at.
Yeah, I know, man. It does that when I had to disable everything. All right, let's try to get LazieFreddy in a little later.
All right,
cool. So, before we get into the main topic, like always, promo and plugs. Let's get that started. Okay, well, get t-shirts at dreamcancel.com/shop. Support us on Patreon. I want to thank our 3 Patreon subscribers. Join us in the Dream Cancel Discord and download the King of Data 14 app, which is frame data and gameplay resources for King of Fighters 14. You can download it on your Android smartphone or your Apple iPhone. Really good. And let's talk about real quick before we go into the recaps, tournaments that are going to be featured on the Max Cancel Cup. So Frosty Faustings just passed, so we'll get into that relatively soon. February 24th, Winter Showdown 5, and also Winter Showdown 12. This is going down on the exact same weekend. So, so if you're in the East Coast or if you're in the West Coast, go ahead and I would say, flip a coin or, go to whichever that is closest to you or whichever seems more, I would say, fruitful. So, definitely, check out Winter Brawl 12. They have free entry, and it's going to be a $500 pop bonus. So that's going to be fairly interesting. Whereas with the Winter Showdown 5, that tournament is going to have 14, and it's also going to have King of Fighters 13. So if you are still fiending for King of Fighters 13 action, if you still play that game, which I know a fair amount of people still do, go ahead and check that out. All right, next tournament on that list is going to be, I'm going to go into March. Let's see. Vegas Cup 2. This is going down in Las Vegas. And real quick, you know what? I'm going to share the link to the Mexiken Cup. That way people can kind of just check out all the tournaments that are going to be featured there all at once. And before I proceed, I do hear somebody creeping. Who is that? Is that JoJo? JoJo, you there?
Can you hear me, Des?
Yo, what's up,
Sorry,
man? No. It's cool, man. It's just this thing that we're using is a little on the struggling side. So yeah.
I was gonna wait until you finish. That's all.
Oh, no problem, man. I just heard some scratching, so I was like, it sounds like life is with us. All right, but yeah, Vegas Cup 2. The first Vegas Cup was really dope. So go ahead and check out Vegas Cup 2. There is a trailer, man. It's on Twitter. I do not have it, man. My apologies, but there is a trailer that exists online. It's not on YouTube, which is a little strange, but definitely check that out. Next tournament. NCR 2018, Laban. Are you going to this one?
NCR?
NCR.
I'm not decided. It's between that and Anime Ascension because they're on the same weekend.
Ooh, really?
Yeah. We'll see.
Where exactly is Anime Ascension going to be this year?
I'm not so sure. They've only announced the dates. I'm not so sure of the location. But I think last year was at, UC Irvine? Okay. So we'll see if it's a repeat performance. So yeah, it's picking between NorCal or SoCal. And NorCal Regionals is in our very lovely state capital of Sacramento. So we'll see.
Okay.
Priorities, finances-wise, is going towards Combo Breaker, though.
Oh, yeah.
So,
okay. Yeah, we'll get into that pretty soon, but yeah, definitely check out NorCal Regional. Excuse me, I was finna say
NorCal Regional.
I was finna say Northeast Championships, NCR 2018. Oh man, and that's going down March 30th, the weekend of March 30th.
Easter weekend, baby.
Oh, damn, that's right too. Wow.
Yep, for the past how many years? Easter weekend, Sacramento. Yep.
Word. Do you think that affects the turnout, like any way?
I don't know specifically for King of Fighters, but yes, certainly because people have family obligations. It's Easter weekend, religion and such. So yeah, so some people that would typically be like NorCal hard hitters, don't show up because family obligations. So yeah, it does affect turnout to a degree. People still show up though, so we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Safe to say. Let's keep things moving forward to what's the next tournament on this list? Oh,
hey guys, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Cool. Thank goodness. Texas Showdown. That is going down May 4th through 6th. And more information, just go ahead and click that Smash GG link. And this will be good for all the local Texas people to kind of rally up before they go to Combo Breaker, which is going down later that month, May 25th through 27th. And yeah, who's all going? Laban, I know you say you're going. Anyone else?
Yep. I'll be there.
Yeah, I'm going.
By far,
JoJo better be going.
I know, man. What
by far, it's my most favorite tournament of the year. Of how they run things, how many casual setups there are, 24-hour venue.
It's still my
good,
favorite
cheap
tournament
food around. Yeah,
Anybody
has
remember
everything.
Anybody remember the cabs they had? I remember they had O2UM like cabs.
Dude, I played 98 from like 11 or 10 p.m. to like 9 in the morning.
Oh wow!
I played Accent Core.
And the only reason I stopped was because I had to play top 24 for 14 the day of when I fell asleep at 9. So I had to sleep for a few hours, get up, play like top 24 at like 2 or 3.
Wow.
That's
so
a warrior.
It's fun. It's really fun. It's at a nice, like, what is it, resort. And I recently took a golf class, so I hope to, like, you know, hit some onto the green while I'm there the next time. So.
Yeah, man, get your Hot Shots Golf 3 in.
You know? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so I highly, shameless plug. Yeah, everyone should at least try Combo Breaker at least once. It sets the new standard, in my opinion, of how tournaments should be ran.
Oh, definitely. Like I said, that's so far for me, it's the best tournament in the country.
Yeah. Like, Evo has a nice venue, and it's in Vegas, but in terms of the tournament itself, I'll say it. I'll say it right here on Dream Cancel, right here, that Combo Breaker is the best tournament.
Okay, man. That's...
I
praise.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, man. That's a very strong statement, you know. Yeah, cool. Because, you know, my friend Rick, he runs it, you know, so I'm very appreciative of that compliment, you know, on his behalf, I guess. So, yeah, and it's the end of the Max Cancel Cup circuit, so definitely check that out. We're all going to meet here for our little KOF SNK pilgrimage, so go ahead and check that out. All right, so, yo, why don't we just go straight into these recaps? So why don't we start with recapping briefly Frosty Faustings X happened January 19th and 20th for King of Fighters 14. So, man, top 3 was Decimo, James Jr., and you got third, JoJo, man. Yo, dude, you was like going in, man.
Yeah, after it's funny, after I watched it a couple of times, I started to notice how nuts I was going, but I also noticed how many opportunities I missed too. So, you know, best believe I've been in the lab practicing on what I have missed, as any player should do.
Right. Man, I'm trying to get James in here, man. Crap. But how did you prepare? I mean, you said that, you know, you've been practicing. Like, how intensive was your practice?
Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be super honest. Like, the real practice, like the seriousness, didn't kick in until like 2 weeks, because I would play it every now and then, but I would just, you know, be playing my other games that I have on my PlayStation and whatnot, or even on my laptop. But, like, you know, started just grinding down even more 2 weeks, you know, and I got to, you know, get everything I could within those 2 weeks as far as online, because I'm not really an online player. I don't like playing online, I guess I should say. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I would, if, you know, someone would ask me and really wants to play online, I'll play with them, you know. But I'd rather play locally. I'm the type to just go out and go play with somebody locally and get the experience there and more learning experience, you know, off of that alone. So I would say mostly training, a little bit of online playing, but only so much you can get out of that. But I actually want to give a shout out to JDR, because, you know, most of that getting warmed up, you know, I want to say that Thursday before the Frostings actually started, he came by in the room. He and Gendy came by, And we just got a long set going on then, the day before Frosty. So that also helped too, just to get my mind in the right track.
Oh yeah, man, those warm-ups definitely help. It's crazy sometimes, like I'll get bodied in a warm-up and then like I'll do better in the tournament or something like that.
Exactly. I know exactly what you mean.
So yeah, that's good, man. Also I noticed, man, y'all have been streaming quite a bit, or like I see that you have like a fair amount of YouTube archives of you guys playing.
Oh yeah, that was like since day one. It's like at 300 now, but yeah, I do. I think I streamed the one you're referring to was when we all gathered up at Wit, and we just had like I just streamed because it was supposed to be a tournament, but it was like no, we didn't really. I didn't feel the need for a tournament, so I just said I'll just have a side stream going while everything else was being streamed, because there really wasn't that many people.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and did that. And yeah, I've been doing that for quite some time now, as far as like archiving KOF 14 vids, just tournaments alone featuring guys from the Midwest, and then just whoever just so happened to play on my setup, I just put them up on there and whatnot. Yeah, so it's been quite a while. I'm actually pretty happy, and it's helpful too because I could just sit and go back and then just learn off of that. I also been doing that. I actually forgot to mention to answer your question. Like I just watch a lot of tournaments here and there too, so. See what's hot and what's hip, what team is used, what characters used a lot, and just practice off that as well with my characters and teams.
Word, man. Yeah, dude, watching that footage is essential. Like it helps quite a bit. So yeah, I definitely agree with you on there. So for you play with, from what I saw, Kim, King of Dinosaurs, and Iori. Was that the only team that you used? Because I watched a little bit of top 8. I watched the finals and a little bit of the beginning. But did you like switch characters at all? Or did you like keep that squad?
I use different characters because I use Kim, Dinosaur, and Iori. Like if it was a 2 out of 3 set, I use Kim, Iori, Dinosaur Kim, Dinosaur, Iori first in that order. And then I switched to my original, standard team, which is Iori, Dinosaur, and Vice. And I could tell like the announcers and like Eli and Samfish, they were like confused on why I switched from Kim because they felt my Kim did really good. More specifically against James Gang Ill because Gang Ill is just a tough character to fight in general. And then when you put it in the hands of somebody like James, who's a really good player, it makes it even more. It's like 10 times as difficult. So they were like just wondering why, and it's just like I don't know. I always do that. It's been pretty standard for me every tournament. I gotta play it like the way and not second guess myself if that makes any sense on what characters I pick.
Mm-hmm.
So because I also play Kenso Mien, but that's like 3 out of 5s, and if I got room to not mess around, but test certain characters out in certain matchups, but I'll usually just go back to those 2 teams because I'm quite used to Iori Dinosaur. More specifically,
a lot of people don't really play with Dinosaur. Can you give us a little rundown on him as quick as you can? Maybe some tips for a new or I would say improving King of Dinosaurs player. Maybe outline his pros and cons, if you could.
Yeah, definitely. Because I do find it crazy. Like, I don't see a lot outside of I forget his name, KOG.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I watch him. It's like the only other dinosaur I can sit down and watch. But like the patch, this patch alone definitely helped him out a little bit. Not too like crazy like Benimaru Iori, but he definitely got some stuff. He's really got relying on his pokes, crouch A, stand B. It gets you a long way, especially when you get special cancel straight into command grab off of stand B alone. When you get people irritated enough to start pressing buttons. But then once you get the offense going, like max mode 1 bar, you don't really need to finish in the super. Just get you a reset, which I don't know if you saw in one of the vids. Like you just get the EX claw and then a heavy claw break, and then you crouch C into light claw, and then you get a whole like 5 options off that mix up alone right there. And then it's just up to you. If you get the opponent scared enough, they won't do anything, you can grab them. If they're going to press anything, you crouch C to get your guard point, because you can work around his guard point a lot too. It's just having an awareness of playing a grapple character like that alone, just for any character. The same thing with Clark, you know, but it's just imagine Clark even slower, but with good buttons too. So, or even I don't know. I feel like he's got better buttons than Clark.
Okay.
Well, in this game at least, yeah.
Okay. All right.
But he still has some pretty rough matchups. Robert, Yori, you know, the usual. But you don't have to worry about Nakaru's, really. Well, not, you know, them dashing in with a slice, because you can just command grab every time if they space it wrong, at least. So you get scared of Nakaru's.
Yeah, that's fair to say. Yeah, because she's kind of weak against like a round of one frame command throw types and stuff like that. All right, cool,
Most
man.
Definitely.
So what was like the biggest thing you learned, man, after just like exiting that tournament? I know you said that you watched the playback. You know, there were some things that you missed, but what's some other things that you learned from that tournament, from getting that far?
Oh, well, for one, remaining composure in like tight situations and stuff like that, being able to like come back certain times. But I definitely learned like getting to a higher level aspect play. You know, you can still, I feel like in this game you can still play what character you want, but it's definitely going to require lots of knowing your opponent, if you know what I mean. Like for Decimo, instance, I fought him before a couple of times, even have him on a couple of vids on him too. But yeah, it's just definitely knowing your opponent and what characters you're going to face with that opponent, because you can only get so far fighting characters like Angel and Kukuri specific, because there's some really tricky characters. You don't see a lot of them, but in the right hands, you can see how deadly they are. And Decimo definitely showed that, mainly with Kukuri, for sure, because it's like when you get touched with Kukuri, you're like guaranteed stun. And then Angel, she's just so fast. Like, it's like hard for Dinosaur to catch her, but when he catches her, you got to make sure she's staying down for that round. You know what I mean? So it's definitely character awareness at the end of the day. And there's so many characters in the game, like King of Fighters 14. It's like, what, 50? I think it was. And now they're adding like more DLC after the 4 DLC characters that they added. So it's even more matchups, you know. So definitely playing the game a lot more. I definitely learned, you know, character matchups is still an important factor, because you're not going to learn everybody. Right. As much as you practice, because everybody's going to play different with that one character that you didn't expect to see in tournament. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, man. Decimo's a beast, man. Like, watching him play and like playing against them, like sometimes, like, man, like it could be kind of disorienting, man. Like, there's sometimes like I'll play him online and like I'll just get beat so bad, like I start like thinking all existentially, man. I'm like, man, what's like the meaning of life? Like, what's the like why am I on this earth? Like, what's the?
Oh man, I know it's 10 times as hard online too. You know.
Yeah, with the delay.
It's like, yeah, the frames are definitely different online than as opposed to playing locally, especially in a game like 14.
Right. Word. So how was the turnout to you for the game, man?
As far as entrance and
stuff? Yes.
Yeah, the entrance, I think it was like, I want to say 38. I think it was like around 40. Like 36, 30. It was 40?
Yeah, we finished with 40, because Brightside and Mario signed in after pre-reg, and those are the only people I remember signing in.
James, dude, I didn't even know you was in
here, it finally works now.
Dude, man, I was sitting here, man, I was like getting frustrated, and your picture been there all this time. It didn't like register, man. What's up, dude?
What's up?
Yeah, my bad, man. I know this site is a little on the janky side, but
yeah, I was like, what the heck? Why is it? I download the app. Why does it just like bring me to the roof?
I know, man. It's weird. Hopefully, you know, they will get it together. But yeah, at the current moment, you know, I think it's cool. But yeah, good to have you on, man. So how did you prepare for the tournament?
James,
who are you talking to now? Are you talking to JoJo still, or are you talking to me?
I'm talking to you, James.
How did I prepare? Well, the Monday before that weekend, me and Decimo played offline at Ignite, and that's how I prepared.
Okay. All right, cool. I guess just like playing them a lot kind of helps. you know.
How often?
Yeah, it
do you
helps
play
with the speed. And then,
Deshimo?
like, he told me he played El Rosa online recently, and he's like, dude, just rush him down. I'm like, dude, I know. What the fuck? I'm like, that's why I picked Yang Yang. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, good then.
Yeah.
And then,
I think Fred had a question real quick. I don't know if you heard him. Can you hear Fred?
no.
Hey James, how often do you play with Deshimo, like offline?
Offline, whenever I ask him to come up, to go to Ignite. So,
Damn, so he's like officially
Usually-
coming out now, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
'cause, like,
finally,
Dude,
I
that's-
think because
that's a-
Uber exists,
I remember
He
back in
could come out
13,
more
like
now.
he also played online, but he never really came out.
for what?
Like back in 13, he also played online,
Yeah, I
but he never
kept
really came
messaging
out.
him on PSN when I first met him in 13, like the first week.
Yeah.
PS3 online. Like, dude, come out. I want to play you offline so bad. I can't block your shit online, man. Just come out. And then, like, what, a generation later, he comes out at 14. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Damn, he said a generation on some like Fantasy
Yeah,
Star
dude.
3 type shit.
Or
Yeah.
maybe by the time KOF 15 comes out, he'll start traveling.
Yeah, maybe. And then, like, we played a KOF 13 side tournament there. And, like, 2 games, I was like, oh, okay, I know how to play now. And then, like, Dejimo didn't want to play in the 13 side tournament because he thought he forgot. But I told him, dude, just play a couple games and you'll remember. And then he remembers. So he did, like, his dual-on shit and then fucking... I forgot he mains karate like me. So it's like, oh, shit. Well, it was fun. It was fun because the way, like, just imagine he has like the precise button pressing as Mario,
Yeah.
but with like more setups.
Yeah, I can tell even all the way from playing him online on PSN and King of Fighters 13. Like, I can tell like he practices setups extensively in practice mode because
Yeah,
he does stuff like
he does
that.
a lot of trick mode.
Yeah, like sometimes like he'll do stuff that seem like impossible. Like, how the hell did you link that together? Like, what the fuck? So yeah.
Yeah, he definitely has those with Geese.
And he does a lot
He
of
does
training
like-
mode. Like, I could tell you from like the first 2 weeks of 14, he didn't have that much setups before.
Hmm.
And it was a lot easier to DP him before and deal with his angel.
Right. Okay.
His angel's like, if you block, then pray.
Right. All right. Well, yo,
Exactly.
we look forward to seeing and playing y'all at Combo Breaker for sure.
Yeah, we should be there. I think I think Flanagan will finally enter Combo Breaker and not be
Oh
late.
my goodness, man! It's been so long since I heard that name.
Yeah.
Word. All right. Well, yo, let's move on. Let's talk about the Neo Geo World Tour. It happened on that exact same weekend, if I clearly recall.
Seems about right.
Yeah. So, Laban, man. So, how did you like it up there, man? It looked like a lot of fun. I know a lot of people wasn't really sure too much about what exactly
It was.
or like who was
Period.
running it. Like it just, yeah, like, yeah. How
right.
was your experience there, man?
Okay, so I guess I'll run it from the beginning to the end. So, how I found out about this event was SNK's official Twitter put it up during like with the end of December that they're going to have a world tour of a sort, and that their next event will be at the Pomona Fairplex or whatever it's called. So it's going to be at Retro City Festival. So obviously by that name, it seems to be held at a convention versus a traditional fighting game tournament. And then, yeah, you could get your tickets online for the convention, but registration for this tournament was on site on the day of. So there was no pre-registration for this tournament, no pre-signups or anything. You just wake up on time, you show up, then it's good to go. So I drove down there that Friday, stayed in a motel with everyone's favorite, Reiki Keto, James Alderson. He went with me. So we showed up the next morning, Saturday morning, got there around 8. we got in. Then as we moseyed on through the back of the convention center, we found the station where they had the Geo World Tour. And yeah, we just signed up. There was no challenge. There was no Smash GG. Everything was done on paper brackets. But nonetheless, everything seemed to run efficiently. And of course, since it was on-site registration, most of the entrants were convention attendees, not necessarily people who have, extensive background in the fighting game community. So a lot of
it was kind of like an anime con tournament,
It pretty much effectively. It's like, I'll be super honest. I just wanted to be like a bandit in the night and like just sweep all this stuff really quick. So that said, yeah, they ran tournaments like if you could scroll down their page, maybe. But yeah, they had around, was it 10 a.m.? They ran Sam Show 2. Afterwards, they ran Fatal Fury Special. Around noon, that's when they started King of Fighters 98, followed by King of Fighters 2002, then 14. So, yeah. And as you see my tweet there, Let's Play, that's a picture of the setup.
Actually,
so
I'm going to give you the remote, and you can show us some more pictures if you could.
Okay. Well, I don't know how the website works, but okay. Do I just click on the remote?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it'll say that you requested a
room owner is no longer. Well, hopefully you see nothing embarrassing on my side of things. But do you see my webpage? My browser?
Yeah, I see the browser. Yeah.
So you see like Geo World Tours today, hashtag SNK, hashtag
Twitter page.
Yeah, we see.
Okay. So, yeah, this is where the tournament was held. Well, first, is there any other pictures? No, that's me and food. Okay, so there's a stage set up, and yeah, let's see, let's go. This is the setup they ran for when you're on stage, main stage. As you notice in this picture, they have those classic Neo Geo controllers. So they had that for the main stage, but then off stage, as you see, we had these controllers. So the funky thing about these is okay, if you're playing Sam Show 2, Fatal Fury Special, and both King of Fighters 98 and 2002, they were ran on classic MVS hardware.
Yeah.
They used, the more modern consoleized version, the Omega system, but nonetheless, it was these MVS cartridges, as you see at the top of the picture. Connected to these consoles are these arcade sticks, and we couldn't really remap them. So the layout was, as you see with the color scheme, A, B, C, D on the top row. If you happen to play China or Taiwan layout, where you like to have D where your thumb is, it was also mapped that way. But if you played box, tough luck, kid. So, obviously not obviously, but when I played like Yoshi, TC Yoshi, and Luis Cha in 2002, they were a bit more awkward because, it was a bit different. Mm-hmm. But, so these are the setups we played on. When it came to King of Fighters 14, they were on modern setups, and of course they had modern sticks, and of course, because of that, you could do button configs. So there was no issues when it came to King of Fighters 14. But these are the controllers we played on for the tournament. They weren't really fussy about which controllers you wanted to use. So if you had your own stick, they would allow it. So for those who already have the undammed USB converter for USB to DB15, you could use that. If you had the new Brooks USB to Neo Geo converter, you could also use that. They weren't really finicky about bringing your own controllers. So that was nice, considering, this is like one of those, as you said, Desmond, those like anime convention type of tournaments where sometimes they could be kind of nitpicky about this. Yeah. So that aside, let's talk about the people who ran it. So I talked with the coordinator of it, and Mr. Dixon Wu. I guess he owns this, let's see, retro.hk.
Oh, by the way, are you able to control the browser on your end?
I guess. Do you see the retro.hk website I pulled up?
No.
No? You're only able to see my previous
I'm only
Twitter page?
On the Neo Geo World Tour Twitter.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see.
Were you able to grab hold of the remote?
I thought I did. But nonetheless, moving along, regardless if I'm able to show visuals.
Yeah.
So I talked with Dixon Wu from retro.hk. So pretty much it seems like, speaking with him, he got in, I would say, talks with coordinates with SNK, said, hey, guys, 2018 is coming up. It's about to be your 40th anniversary. You guys got to get something together, like maybe something special, like a world tour, like, how Capcom has Capcom Cup, et cetera, et cetera. So him and his group with retro.hk, they already run tournaments in their local Hong Kong area. They already experienced running retro games like 97, 98, et cetera. They're already experienced in running tournaments, at least within their smaller scale of stuff. So I guess SNK was able to give them the license and the permission to run the Neo Geo World Tour, and they're the ones organizing it and doing the events. That said, so they're the ones who provided all the setups and the prizes and such. As you see there with me and my shirt and Reiki in the front. Then, Luis Cha and Yoshi. Then, Phil Moore of Nick Arcade fame.
Yo, all right. Real quick. I gotta, educate people.
Go right ahead.
Because, people don't really know who Phil Moore is. But unless you just do a Google search. But, he hosted a show called Nick Arcade in the early 90s. And I was very surprised to see him back doing anything. I didn't hear him at all. Even last time I heard him was during that Sega Channel promotional video that they did. So yeah. So real quick for people to get a quick view. This is a episode of Nick Arcade.
Vision. This is another one of our video puzzles.
Wow, how long ago is this video?
This is 91.
91, wow.
I was born in 91, dude.
And now I feel old fuck.
Yeah, I used to watch this show back in the day. You know what I'm saying? But this is him, man, in his heyday, and it was good to see him back. I was very surprised. I was like, Phil Moore, are you serious, man? For Neo Geo World Tour, man, they're doing it big,
Yeah, he gave me props for being very passionate. And if you've seen me on stream, I was pretty belligerent and I was shouting things even far away from the mic setups.
Yeah.
So.
I did notice the his commentary, wasn't all that hot as far as knowledge of the game, but it was still entertaining though.
Yeah, he was obviously the color commentator. There's only so much you could learn in this short amount of time. I also spoke with the other commentator, I already forgot his name, but the Mister with the big beard. He told me he came from a more Capcom background, but he had about a month or two to prepare for coming into this event. So yeah, it seems to be all of this in-house stuff, and I guess they most probably contracted Mr. Phil Moore and everything. But the overall event was pretty fun. I felt I don't know how it was from the stream point of view. I didn't really go back to watch the archives either, but as an event in and of itself, it was relatively low-key, but it was fun nonetheless, and I like the setups. If it was at a larger scale, I don't know how they would handle it.
Yeah.
If there was 100 entrants. So that said, I guess for the tournaments, the turnout was, I think Sam's show, I'd say about maybe 10 people or so entered. Mm-hmm. And all the later tournaments that occurred later in the day, of course, more people were able to come to the booth, sign up. So I'd say I think 98 had maybe about 20 to 30 people sign up.
God
maybe.
Damn. Dude.
Maybe.
I don't mean to sound so surprised, but that's still big for KOF.
2002 was also, I think, pretty significant. 14, I forgot the number for that. But yeah, it was better turnout than I thought it would be for, like I said, for me, it was a low-key event, especially with how little marketing they've done for this particular tournament.
Yeah.
And the fact there's no pre-registration online, so people didn't know whether they want to commit or not to something like this. So it was fun. So I'd recommend if you go to another event of this, get the Neo Geo converter, get Undammed or Brooks converter. you'd have a much better shot rather than using the proprietary controllers.
What was the prizes again for winning?
Okay, so if you won first place for Samurai Showdown 2, you won the cartridge, the MVS cartridge of the game. And I think you get a t-shirt. I know second place gets a t-shirt. Then same thing for some Fatal Fury Special. You also win the cartridge. But for King of Fighters 98 and King of Fighters 2002, not only do you win their respective cartridges, MVS cartridges, you also get the MVS console, the Omega Entertainment System, plus the included cables to get the thing to work.
Oh,
so you pretty much have won your own piece of arcade hardware that you could run on any CRT with the game itself. And they also gave you the Neo Geo arcade stick, the classic Neo Geo arcade stick.
Okay, yeah.
If you can see see me in that picture, the Mister to the right who's holding the blue King of Fighters 98 cartridge, in his left hand you see the arcade stick as featured. Then you see the t-shirt I won too. So
wow.
So they told me altogether the cartridge, the arcade stick, and the MBS console is about a $700 package right there. And it's a free entry tournament.
Wow.
Other than paying the venue fee for, entering Retro City Festival, the tournament itself was free entry. So anyone could join in. So last minute, Luis Cha and Yoshi showed up. So they entered 2002 and 14. And let's say it wasn't a clean sweep for me after that, because I'm out of practice for all these games. So 98, it's my lifeblood. I can't be bad at it. But 2002 and 14, it was a mess. I actually almost took a game off Luis Cha in 2002. It was really close the last round, but then he still won it 2-0 over me. But I did much better than I thought he would. Then 14, he whopped me because he just kept wanting to press buttons. And I haven't played that game since Evo of last year.
Right.
So yeah. So the moral of the story: practice makes perfect. Consistency is key.
All right. Well, before we wrap up about Neo Geo World Tour, what would you change about it to improve it, and what stops you think they will go to? Because it looks like the next stop is in Monaco. Like, what do you think?
Okay, for me, the event itself, I just want them to be more prepared just in case for a larger turnout and have more, I would say, advertisement for their event to get people to want to come out. And then after that, I would say I felt like some things were done on the fly during the stream in terms of how they did the exhibition. The 3-on-3 exhibition was an exhibition where each of the winners and runners-up of each of the King of Fighters tournaments would be put together on teams, randomized teams, and then face off each other in respective games. So let's say, for example, I was on a team with Jacob and Isenia, and they were both runner-ups. I was the winner of 98. So we could change up how we would represent our games, but obviously 98 is my best game, so I represented 98. Jacob would represent 2002, then Yesenia would represent 14, and then we get to pick character bands. So we get to ban 2 characters for each respective games for each team. So in the total, there'd be 4 characters banned for each game. So for example, if you played King of Fighters 14, your team could pick to choose, ban Naokaruru and Kula, while the other team could ban Robert and K-Dash, something like that. And it was kind of fun, but I felt like some of the things presentation-wise, they just decided on the spot, on the fly.
Yeah.
So it made it kind of not seamless, but once they have it hammered through and have it as a practiced, kind of presentation that's consistent, I think it's a fun format, the King of Fighters. So pretty much they just need to solidify, hone in on their presentation. But otherwise, I felt like it was a fun event, and they should just market it more to get it out there. That's it, really. Based off of my experience, of course, in my opinion.
Okay. Well said. What other stops you think they're going to go to?
Well, when I talked with Dixon Wu, he said that he would like to get, representation from everywhere. So rather than run everything in SoCal each time, then maybe East Coast. I think he wants to, of course, with no hints to me of where he would run these things, but yeah, get a more global representation, and if possible in the budget, maybe fly out the winners to, I don't know, maybe some grand final tournament or something. I think that's still being hammered out with SNK, But otherwise, for sure, he would at least like to get more representation by having tournaments representing each region. So is the next one in France or something? Or I forgot what the lineup was. But obviously, it would be good to get European representation, South American or Central American representation.
Yeah.
So hopefully he's able to target those areas. Of course, I don't know if they're able to pull that off, but it seems like that was the goal. Hopefully.
Okay. All right. Yeah, man, that seems very cool, dude. Like when I heard about it, I was like, whoa, this might be either really good or just really meh. But I'm glad that
it has the potential to be good. So we'll just see how they go along further in this year.
Yes, indeed, man. Man, that's just so cool to me, man. Wow. Do you think they should continue this over the what was that, the World Championship thing that they had last year? You remember with 14?
The KOF Cup or whatever it was called?
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't think this is the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I think that was ran in-house.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one is Retro HK
Yeah.
running this. So we'll see. I'll treat it as two different things, and hopefully we'll see where it goes from here. A lot of big question marks, but based off what was done, everything proceeded smoothly. There were some technical hangups, but hey, is there any event without a technical hangup?
Yeah. That's
Like, so that aside, I felt like everyone is diligent, everyone's passionate, they love SNK, didn't feel like there was anything shady going on. And then, yeah, the tournament was run fairly, things were fairly randomized, no preferential treatment. So,
yeah.
And it's good that it's like an outside, source. It's Retro HK. It's no like, indigenous, American based, be it, I don't know which group would run something like this. But I just feel like it's good that like an outside party from Hong Kong is running this. So and they ran it well. And that's all I have to really say.
Cool, man. Thank you so
Now
much.
that you mentioned that Retro HK runs it, I actually remember seeing this event happen in Hong Kong. If you go to like KTB's Facebook page, you can see it at some point. Like the KTB members like showed up to the Retro Cup.
Another interesting point to make was that they were going to also run another exhibition to have like the best the winners of each King of Fighters game face off their representative Hong Kong player, who's I guess one of the best in Hong Kong. I already forgot his handle. When Reiki heard his name, he instantly recognized it. So I guess apparently he is a big deal. I've been out of the scene for a while, so I don't really know who's who anymore. But then yeah, they were gonna fly out their best Hong Kong player to play us. But guess what? It was the event was a week before Evo Japan, so he set his priorities straight and was like, sorry, I gotta prepare for Evo Japan. So yeah. So they were gonna have that. So that would have been interesting to see like Hong Kong's best, like against these people who, won these not lesser tournaments, but the Neo Geo World Tour tournaments. But yeah, we'll see with the next events if they're able to do something like that.
All right, cool. Well, I look forward to seeing more out of this tour and event.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for sharing your experiences, man, because it looked like so much fun when I was watching the stream and looking at the pictures on Twitter. I was like, oh man, like this looks much more bigger than I thought it would be. Or
yeah, it is. It was fun. It was smaller than a typical fighting game community event.
Yes,
but nonetheless, it was ran with passion. It was ran well, and it was fun. It was a fun atmosphere, and I hope to see more stuff from them.
Cool. All right, let's move along forward and talk about things we saw at Evo Japan 2018. So, where to kind of start? So, should we start with like just talking about like the announcements, or should we go with the tournament? What do y'all think?
Well, I had two things in mind about watching Evo Japan. I was actually going to rewatch it because I didn't get to catch all of it on Twitch when I watched it at the time.
Yeah.
What I did saw was a newcomer, a new face. But first of all, before I get to that guy, I was definitely happy to see two things: ZJZ or Bridget, whatever you want to call him. I actually was happy to see him come through. I was really surprised ET didn't come through again. He almost did though.
Yeah.
But I was also happy M Dash gave the works to Xiaohai. Man, I never seen Xiaohai so mad before in my life. It was crazy. Like I don't even think, now that I recall, I don't even think I seen him at the ceremony. To be perfectly honest with you, I think he dipped after he was out. Because like M Dash, I mean M Dash ain't no joke though. M Dash is definitely up there, with Xiaohai, ET, Bridget, all of them. And I feel like I just felt like Bridget was more so stuck on in the same name as Louise Cha. Because I swear, like, it wasn't until Evo people was just like, oh, Louise Cha, whatever. And then he made third place. Everybody's like, oh, no. Like, no, I've been believing in Louise Cha. And I was actually, shout outs to him. I was actually happy. I know he wasn't there. I don't think he was. But, like, just when I saw him at, it was a tournament. I forget what it was. I have to recheck it again. Yeah. But it was him and Bridget. Oh, I think it was Vegas. It was a tournament they had in Vegas KOF, and Bridget came out. And it was him and Bridget, which we didn't get to see at Evo out here, like in Evo, our Evo, basically. And that was a good match, but Bridget wound up taking that one, too, and that was good. And I'm just happy to see Bridget here again, putting in more work. But before that, I wanted to say, wow, like, man.
Oh, yeah.
I
never heard of him, man.
Yeah, like, I haven't seen like KOF play like that, and like since I was like watching KOF 2002 type stuff, he was super technical and dangerous. Just with Billy Kane alone, man, and like all his other characters on this team and stuff. Right. Like definitely needed some props going to Lao for real.
Yo, Freddie, man, I saw you was cheerleading for Lao, man. Like, do you know much about Lao?
Yeah, he's one of the top players in Hong Kong. So. If you go back and watch like the Hong Kong versus Taiwan 15 versus 15, I think he's like either anchor or the second to last. He's one of the top players.
At last resort.
Yeah, so they play like 2 sets. I think like it's a separate event. Basically, they run like a 15 to 15 team tournament, and then I think the second event they actually made it to 20 to 20 people versus 20. Hong Kong versus Taiwan, and Lao is one of the people who were at the end of the queue. So he's like the anchor, one of the best.
He's the one with 5 bars.
Okay. James Jr., did you check out KOF 14 at Evo Japan?
Yeah, I saw some of it.
What was your favorite moment from what you saw?
An ET pigs arena and exposed.
Oh man!
I was waiting for you to say that, man.
He did the donkey tech, man, and just down B, low
yo.
profile. Benny's jump D, man.
Oh man!
Donkey tech.
Who could forget that?
Like, Donkey showed that to everybody. He's just showing it to the world.
Right.
I was like, that was hype.
Well, I do have on hand the moment. When it was Zarina versus Iori.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Wait, we can watch that real quick. Here's the clip. I don't know if y'all can see it.
That's a big win for ET. That's a big win. Still holding the corner. Got all this game. Max mode. Bounce him off the wall, girl. Super cancel into the level 3. What it is. Still needs one more hit. Put him a pixel away. Xiaohai so dangerous. Good tech throw. DP Xiaohai will lay it all on the table. That brother is confident. He will put those out there. Almost 3 bars. If he's still living, he's still a threat. Big jump.
As you see there, he adapted and actually did a proper jump in against Crouch B.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he was eating them to condition ET? Or
This part was really tense.
This one is a nuts play right here. He just knew.
Yeah, see?
See, the dumbest thing, though, is
look at his face, though.
Yeah.
What he's gonna say?
I was just gonna say, like, all he had to do was keep back. He didn't need to go in. So even look at the very end right there. It's like he still had the last 20% of his health. He could have just not run forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that moment, what was it? Yipes versus Justin, and Justin came back with like Cyclops and Marvel 2. It's the same thing. You don't have to go in.
No, I think
a good offense is a good defense, to limit their options, but that's that situation. No, you stay away.
I think Xiaohai played his card right. Like the very first combo, he didn't do like a 2-bar or 3-bar combo. He did like 1-bar combo to limit how much meter Serena would gain.
Mm-hmm.
So and then immediately he pressured to force Iki to spend a pullback. So to burn a meter. So at that point, Serena has no meter. When Serena has no meter, you don't have to be afraid. So Xiaohai played his cards correctly.
Good.
It's hella sick.
Yeah. Esteban, you still with us?
Yep.
What was your favorite moment from the 14 tournament if you had a chance to watch it?
Honestly, I couldn't watch too much of the end of it. I watched the very, very, like when it first started, and then obviously in the beginning of tournaments you see a lot of blowouts. So I was like, not too interested right now. So and then Dragon Ball happened, and then we had a monthly tournament here, so I was busy all day.
Yeah,
pretty much that. And then like on Sunday we had a casual meetup the very next day after that tournament. So I was too busy, but. Yeah, that moment, though, that was a good one. E.T. definitely looked like he regretted like most of his life decisions when he got hit with that party.
Yeah, I know that has to suck, man. Like,
I wanted to say that I feel like he just fell into the a couple of players fall into sometimes where you get so into the zone you kind of forget you're moving, and that's a good thing that you keep your movement. Because movement is key in fighting games more so or not, but you just kind of forgot. Well, he forgot where he was moving, and he stood dangerously too close, and he probably just slipped up on it and ate a far G for it, and in that same vein. So because of the fact that it was too tense, that's the reasoning for it. I felt like that happens, and it happens too. And then a crucial point like that, you hate to see that kind of thing happen. Because you're just like, oh, I was moving so good, I was doing so well, and I just watching my step just a little bit, better, that would have never happened type of thing. Yeah. That happens to me quite a bit too, as a player, looking at it from a player's perspective,
Well, hopefully that far D won't be that strong, because I mean we saw some people post up that was actually there at Evo Japan, some changes from the I would say the 3.0. Is it safe to call it like maybe a beta version of 3.0 at Evo Japan 2018 that people?
Yeah, it's just a location test. It's not anything in stone, as far as I know.
Yeah. So, from what we saw with some of the early changes, what were people's thoughts on that so far?
I haven't seen much from it yet.
Yeah, all I heard was Yori's Fardy got nerfed a little bit in terms of range. Maybe that. Because we already have the official patch notes out, right? Like the PDF file.
We don't.
Do we? No. I'm thinking of Guilty Gear. So yeah, if we really don't know things, then it was not really easy to find any significant buffs. We really don't know stuff.
Yeah, pretty much all that was basically looked at was nerfs, and then the only thing which I was already disappointed in when I saw nothing but nerfs, but the other thing was universal roles.
Yeah, that was another factor.
Yep, and so to me, I mean, that's cool because I can't stand how some of the roles are 3 miles long.
Yeah. Traditionally, roles were relatively universal.
Yeah, I mean, they were different. They were different, but they weren't drastically different. They were small differences.
What we have currently in 14, that's CVS2 roles where you have,
I can't stand it. It's stupid. Anyways, but point being, other than that though, and even the nerfs, some of them I think may have been a little too drastic for some of the top tiers.
Yeah.
And that's really where I'm more disappointed right now, but at the same time, we don't know the length of buffs that they would even do, because those are the harder things to find. Because you have to just test random things. You don't have any like direction to look at,
and people could only play like one game before getting back into line. So
exactly. So I'm personally just gonna wait until either a like true location test where you get tons of people playing for hours and hours and hours, actually able to look for stuff, or until it's released in, I think it's April.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'll wait for the official notes so we can see how many buffs, because in reality, we need buffs for these characters. Nerfing top tier is not doing anything.
No, there are some buffs. Like it just depends on who did the testing. Like I know Vanessa got a couple buffs.
Yep.
So I think it's just depends on like who was at Evo Japan and what characters they wanted to
and
test.
they knew what to look for.
Yeah, the obvious things to test is like Yuri Farty. Everyone wanted to see.
It's like, well, duh,
So that's been confirmed, and people love Vanessa, so they test Vanessa, and she got buffed.
Apparently, K-Dash got a buff where he got his Far B activate into max mode back.
Oh, really?
I heard about that too.
But so I'm happy about it. But in the end, I want to like. If you want my opinion, I want more buffs, less nerfs. Because I don't even think, in the grand scheme, I don't really think the top tier is actually that strong.
Yeah, they're not that crazy.
They're not crazy. Everyone else just sucks. So let's
in a really mediocre, boring fashion of sucking.
Yeah,
and so there's easy tweaks that they could do to make them interesting and viable.
Yep. And not broken.
Yeah, that too.
No, I agree. Definitely.
Yeah, I think most people were like testing out Oswald because he was the new hot stuff.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, like there are people saying like, yeah, his old ace combos from 11 are different now, so it's not like he could easy mode Babby, remember your stuff from 11 and poop on people. So, and then the hit stun or hit stop, either one of his cards, Oki is different. So it's not like, okay, hard knockdown, sit up card, then it's an overhead with jump C, have the card pick you up like an assist and continue the combo. I think people confirmed that was out. I'm not so 100% certain, but it sounded like that was the thing. But everything else seemed functional and 11-esque. So,
all right, yeah,
I'm excited. He's gonna finally replace my Benimaru, hopefully, in my second spot, because I've been having a second spot character crisis. I like Iori Point, I like Diamond Anchor. I just needed a second.
Right.
I think Oswald's the thing, the juice.
Like Daniel Kukri or Angel.
Oh boy.
Yeah, right now we're looking at some footage of someone playing around with Oswald a little bit.
Let's see. Yeah, testing out the normals. Everything looks relatively the same. My biggest question for his normals, though, is his close C like good as other people's close C for anti-air? Because animation-wise, it looks like it was. But when you play 11, it's not really good for that function. So I wonder if in 11 that was or in 14, if they made that a real anti-air. Other than that, it's like seeing how well his normals play in neutral. Are they too slow? Are their hurt boxes too big?
Mm-hmm.
They look slow, but that's just a look. I don't know, obviously.
But
then if like Farsi hits everyone crouching, that would be his effectively Iori Fardi to play footsies with his Farsi.
Were you gonna say
that's another
something?
thing.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, if I remember correctly, like when I watch 11 every now and then on like Game Macho, when they play it, and I see Oswald, like if he's not air to airing someone, like jumping with them, he's mainly like as far as like close. I don't think he really waits for them to get close because his main anti-air would be like a jab. Like he like legit jabs them because like
like his far A is really good, but directly above him he has nothing other than his super, which covers all around him.
Exactly.
But if he gets a real close C, as you see with the combos when you do this like close C Fuerte, I hope close C is a real anti-air. If that's the case, then automatic nut, like you'll be in there. But yeah, his buttons like cover very like generous ranges. Like Fardi should cover people full jumping in from like full screen. His air to airs are really self-explanatory with jump B, jump D, jump CD. Mm-hmm. So his buttons, fundamentals wise, are relatively well balanced. His Oki is good. He's like, if you want to play a second Iori, there you go. Hit confirm, Rekka, safe hop, high low, cross up, whichever. So he should not be bad on paper. And what we're saying, he has enough stuff to make him good. Whereas Vanessa, sadly, everything is just normals are slower, weaves are slower, so her frame advantage off of cancels are not there unless you use EX.
It's a
So you're
shame
gonna use EX
because like she's been getting screwed over since like 2K2 UM, you know.
And now when I play 14, it's like, oh man, I'd rather play 2002 UM Vanessa than this.
Oh yeah,
like, she doesn't have as cool combos, but like her neutral and pressure works better. I like the wave effect that just happened right now.
That was pretty
but
good.
yeah,
11.
Oswald should not be bad. I guess they're testing anywhere juggle properties on his, and it doesn't look like it has
I just
anywhere
noticed what you're talking about, the wave thing. Yeah. I don't know where is that coming from. Maybe the stabilizer for the shaky cam video. I don't know what the hell that is.
Yeah. But yeah, looking at this footage, like his Farsi doesn't look as far range as it was in 11, but it still looks good enough. So the question is, does it consistently tag against hops? And is it the whiff punish button to go into quick max combos that I think it might be? Because that's the name of the game. This game is like the most whiff punish based King of Fighters to date, and with how low meter cost it is to whiff punish on top of the lag reduction on normals, like you better have Iori Fardy or Yamazaki Fardy or Robert Farby, you know, or K-Dash Farby. You better have something that does that, and it's even better if it can also cover the hop range so people don't willy-nilly hop. If they willy-nilly hop, to get anti-aired. If they get whiff punished, you get a combo, etc., etc. So that's why Iori's Fardy is really good. That's why Benamaru's Fardy is good. So if Oswald has that with his Farsi, or even Fardy, if they make Fardy hit crouchers, then he's in there. He's part of the cool kids club.
Yeah.
Like Vanessa, does she have that really? It's too slow. Farsi's too slow. Fardy's too slow. So
on top of that, because everything's generally multi-hitting,
that too.
It's just scales so bad. Pretty much the only saving grace is at anchor, the worst spot you'd want to play a character like that in. She can stun and kill you if she has bar.
Yeah, overhead or low. Yeah.
But that's literally all she has.
And guess what? Other characters could do the same thing for easier and better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
play Angel then. At least then you get some dirt.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, as we've seen from this footage, like Oswald should not be bad. He should at least be okay. And
Hopefully.
if things go really well, he might be high top. Especially if Ace is still meterless, which it looks like it is. And people figure out the new Ace setups.
Right. Okay. All right, cool. So on Sunday we got I would say extended version of his trailer, but before we kind of move on, everyone's kind of looking at the image of the silhouettes. So
yeah, it's American sports team. Yeah, confirmed. I want Lucky Glauber and I want EX basketballs. EX basketballs are gonna be dope.
There was a tweet that had a pretty convincing, I would say, fill in for the silhouettes.
Yeah,
I think it was the name SNK MM Maker or something like that. Like it was
something like that.
Pretty good. Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, a lot of people kind of saying like it's for sure gonna have Blue Mary.
Mm-hmm.
I see it.
Yeah,
I sure hope so.
So for spoilers, everyone seems to be saying it's Oswald, Hydern, Blue Mary, then the character that won the Middle Eastern character contest.
Yes.
I got her name.
Nijad. Codename Nijad.
Okay.
I don't know if that's going to be...
That's the official final product name. Yeah. But yeah.
This tweet...
And there it is.
This looks pretty good.
Yeah. I just hope if Blue Mary's in, it's like 98 Blue Mary and not like 2002 Blue Mary, which is like much more boring to play.
What was
if
like... All right,
I want 97 Blue Mary.
Yeah,
that's it. That's fine too.
All right, I'm not a Blue Mary expert. What are the differences between all of those that y'all just mentioned?
Well, I'll go first. So 97 and 98 Blue Mary her jump B is a really low hitting thing that could also instant overhead, but it's really good jumping in general. In 2002 and 2000, they made it like more like a Benimaru jump B kind of like knee thing, and it's not that great. Also in 2000 and 2002, they made her uppercut super no longer an uppercut motion. So instead of doing quarter circle forward 2 times, you had to do a raging demon motion for it.
What? Okay.
And
yeah,
then
it's like A forward B C.
Yeah.
And,
for no reason whatsoever.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Okay. Yeah.
They also took away her command grab. They made it so that you have to do the evasion.
Yeah, you have to do
command
a command
grab.
sidestep first. So that made her throw setups much more obvious to get out of. I mean, people still get hit by it because they don't have reactions, but otherwise it's like, oh, command sidestep. What she's gonna do? I guess I should hop here. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Her 97 version, I feel like definitely was the funniest though. She can command grab. She can combo her command grab, her half circle back forward A or C command grab into her DP command grab. Like with the DP hits, and then it'll like command grab her again from anywhere. You could do it mid screen and in corner, and it was just like mad dumb. But that game is something else already.
It's a bug that the DP follow up can grab anywhere.
Yeah,
but they actually made it like official in I think 11. Like you can actually do it in 11 as well.
Oh yeah, I think it was off her quarter circle forward, quarter circle back super with punches, and then she'll launch them, and you can DP catch off of that.
Yeah,
I remember seeing that too.
Yeah. Then Blue Mary, just generally the character. If you thought Takuma's like hop was a problem in 13 with his jump ins. Say hello to Mary. Like everything, she has a really low hop arc and jump arc. Her normals cover very far ranges outside of her body. So jump CD covers directly to her front. Jump C slightly below that. Jump D slightly below even that. Then jump B finally covering the most vertical range. Still all have good horizontal range. So she's going unga bunga with you with hops, low hitting arcs, and her jump D crosses up. And guess what? She's also a grappler, and she has good lows, so she will open you up. It has a really good slide to low profile things, and then when it does connect, she goes into hard knockdown. And guess what? She gets safe hop Oki, and she's a character who has like all the reversals you want. She has like counters, she has instant command throws, she has command throw super, she has DP super, horizontal rush Rambo super. That's also kind of invul. So she got all of her reversals covered pretty much. So you got to respect the heck out of her.
I definitely feel like this wave of characters are going to be better than the first wave of DLC characters.
What was that?
Oh no, I was saying I definitely feel like this wave of DLC characters is going to be better than the first wave of DLC characters.
Yeah.
By far.
Oh, speaking of that, I heard people saying that Whip was generally buffed up. I don't know how that she was buffed up, but people said she was much better when they played her in the latest build at Evo Japan. That's something to take a nod towards.
Yeah, definitely mess around with it at least.
Yeah. So yeah, Blue Mary is a fan favorite. So is Oswald. Hydern adds like another Guile character to the game that really doesn't really have that kind of archetype. The most messed up. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was gonna say, speaking of Guile, if I was gonna choose any Guile-like characters, I definitely wish it would have been Ash. But
yeah, which you know they're eventually gonna get to him. Be it DLC or King of Fighters 15, but we've all seen that ending.
Yeah, I was happy because I actually beat it with that team. Like at first, that was the first team I beat it with. I was like, "Holy shit!" There was Elizabeth. I popped off for Elizabeth, and then I popped off when I saw Ash. I was like, "Oh man, that was pretty hot."
So yeah, hopefully we get Ash, but for now we're getting Hydern. And I think the coolest thing they would do with them, which they obviously wouldn't because it's my idea, but they put in 2001 Hydern with 98 Hydern normals. So that means he had Guile-like frame data in 2001, but they gave him motions. So imagine if he could do like quarter circle forward, Sonic Boom in Super Turbo. He was that dude. Then give him like 98 normals that were hella quick, because his normals were always really slow in traditional games. So when they made they actually sped him up and made him useful. So if he had a good set of normals on top of like getting a stupid 2001 moveset, he'll be the ultimate turtle.
Yeah, he'll be dumb to fight. And then
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then he has a command throw, and I think traditionally in all the versions, if you mash punches and directions, you steal more health back than normal.
I remember that.
So it's fun scamming people who don't know about it, and you just like mash the hell out of your controller, and you get like all the health back.
Stormbringer.
Exactly.
That's like the most annoying move ever in KOF history. When you get hit.
Stormbringer.
So I'm ready for people to scam people in 14 with like EX Stormbringer or something.
I wonder how that'll work.
Dude, EX Sonic Booms and EX Flash is gonna be good. I think he might be a good anchor character considering that. Just like dominate neutral.
He'll be more reminiscent of mature
Yeah.
basically. With anchor. And then
Especially if they give him like safe DP, flash kick.
Yep. Just throw out some X's and there you go.
Yeah.
Offense. Pressure. Everything you want.
All right. Well, to close out the Evo Japan 2018 wrap up, there was another trailer that we saw for upcoming SNK fighting game.
My favorite.
So, yo, check this out. We have the actual trailer that we're going to show on stream, and then we're going to show the kind of handheld footage with the censored cosplayers.
Censored?
Yes. The censored, blurred out cosplayers. So here's a trailer, and then we'll be right back, and then we'll show that footage and talk about that. So we'll be right back. All right, y'all, we are back. Y'all, you just watched the second teaser trailer for SNK Heroines or Heroines, whichever way you like to say it. And right now we do have some footage from Evo Japan queued up, and we're gonna play it, keep it on mute, and then kind of talk about how we kind of feel about the, the game, so far, if we like how it looks and stuff like that. So yeah, here we go. So all right. So Laban, man, what do you think about this upcoming game, man? I don't think I've seen much thoughts from.
Have you read John Schwando's like breakdown of the game trailers that we've seen?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. So, and obviously, as we've seen the footage here, this game has straight up air dash. It's not just like wall bound, jump off the wall then you dash. This game is straight up anime.
Yeah.
I don't know about the button layout. People tell me it's like one button or two button. I think it might be like LMH, ABC kind of fighting game, then like maybe a fourth button for tag or item usage or something.
Yes.
But yeah, the game's really interesting. It's like they take all their IPs and like make a unique like game out of it. It's not just like King of Fighters 2.0. has stuff from Art of Fighting, has unique aspects that make it more like an anime game. And yeah, the aesthetically it seems to be better than King of Fighters. At least I like the cel shading attempt that they're making here. As you see in the background, your tag characters in the background, so it's kind of like the old school King of Fighters, 95, 96, 97. Not only that, they also still help out. So as you see, they're tossing out the items and then cheering on your character. So it mixes aesthetic with actual game design. So it looks like to be an interesting game for more reasons than one. So, and it's going to be on PS4 and Switch. So we'll see how this game turns out. I'm looking forward to it. And yes, I will shell out for that collector's, $100 set because I really want the hat and the tank top.
Right, because you already got the original Fatal Fury hat, right?
Yeah, I got the good one that no one knew about on Ami Ami. Right. It actually has embroidered text. It's not like the cheap plastic trucker hat that everyone else has.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, that's the one I had, man.
I mean, I had that. That was the first one I had, but when I saw, okay, this one's like with actual cloth, with actual embroidery, and it has like the tassels, tearing up at the edge of the hat, I'm like, okay, this is sick. So yeah, I have the classic real one. But yeah, I want the Fatal Cutie, though.
All right, JoJo, what are your thoughts on this game, man? You seem to be pretty excited.
Man, man. I am for real. I might chill out too. Just like Laban said, I might go ahead and get that the ultimate pack, whatever you want to call it, because I did it with KOF 14 day one. I'm gonna do it for this game too, man. I mean, anything SNK that I'm behind, I'll definitely do it. I'm definitely what really got me was the lore. When I read up I forgot who it was. Somebody posted like a whole thing on it and like what characters that would make sense that would be in this game on Reddit, and that got me more interested in just like how like basically I just like how SNK is like having fun at the same time and doing what they do, like just making fighting games but having fun with it.
Yeah. Like to add on top of that, the story of this game looks like it's based off of the SNK Heroines April Fool's Day comic that they started last year on April Fool's Day, but still to this day are still making comics for it. Like, exactly. 4-panel comics, as they call in Japan, like 4 komas. So they're still putting out story for that. And apparently they made a game based off of it. So maybe the final boss will be Kukri or Shin Kukri or whatever. We'll see. Orochi Kukri.
I found it hilarious. I'm definitely behind this game. It's just the only thing that kills me. It's not nothing with the game. It's more so some of the comments I've been seeing in trailers and just people already hating. I'm like, dude, first of all, the game ain't even like finished yet. It's literally they tell you work in progress. Chill out. They're talking about they fixed the graphics. Why are they using 14 graphics? Oh, this game is one button. Oh, I'm just like, okay, first of all.
Yeah, we don't really know for sure about any of these things.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy and say what I was going to originally say on my mind because I'm not here to bash other, companies and stuff. Mm-hmm. But it just that does kill me. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't kill because I'm still going to play it regardless of how.
Yeah, but already being negative this far in when we don't know anything, that's not doing anyone any service. Even the person who's making those comments.
Right. Exactly. But other than that, yeah, I'm hyped.
Okay. All right. Esteban, I know we talked about it before, man. How do you feel about this like new footage and new revelations with this game so far?
I mean, it looks like it's just supposed to be a fun game. I don't know if it's supposed to be taken very seriously compared, like when you think about like the other like actual like KOF games. So I don't have any problems with whatever they want to do with it because it's supposed to be it looks like it's supposed to be a new IP to begin with. So I don't understand what the big deal is on being negative. Personally, I feel like if they're still using similar engines to what they did with 14, I think it's great that it looks good because it looks a lot better than 14 does. Mm-hmm. In my mind, at least. I don't know. Then again, I haven't seen it face to face, so maybe it's even better than I think it is. Who knows? But I don't know. I'll probably end up buying it. I don't know how much I'll actually spend on it, but I'll probably end up buying it. Thing is, I'm a big dude, so it's like shirts don't fit. Like, you know what I mean?
They confirmed that the tank top is going to be a large.
See, exactly. I'm like a 3X, as the smallest, so it'll just be something that's
yeah. Me, I'm on the opposite side of the spectrum. I'm like, it's not as small, but
yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Opposite pain, but still a pain, you know. So, like, I don't know if I'll shell out like tons of money, but honestly, this game looks like it's more casual fun.
Yes.
So, like, I would almost rather get this on a Switch because then it's just like you can just enjoy it wherever you want. I don't need an arcade stick to enjoy the game. I can enjoy it on a Switch if it's not super technical.
All right.
People find ways, man. When there's a will, there's a way.
Dude, I know, but I'm just saying I don't need it. If it's not technical, I don't need it to be technical.
Yeah, you don't need it. Yeah, I feel you on that.
All right, yo, James Jr., man, are you still with us?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yo, what's up, man?
Yep.
Okay.
What do you think about this game? I haven't seen much talk from you regarding SK Heroines.
This game is like really anime, so I'm like interested.
Oh, yeah.
all the air dashing, and I see jump C's, ground bounds. I'm like, whoa!
Ground bounce, wall bounce.
Yeah, I'm like, this is silly. I want to try it.
Yo.
So,
And the dress up. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yep. Customize.
I'm gonna do the opposite
So-
of everyone else is gonna do. I just want to put as much clothes on every character as possible and cover up as much skin as we can.
just use their regular uniforms, their regular clothes.
Yeah. I really want to cover them up. And not like skin tight. I just want to be like the most average Joe, like, okay, going to my desk job.
Oh, you want them to
Or I'm
look
going-
classy, I guess, right?
Or not even just like, oh, I'm in my mom clothes with the sweatpants, gotta go to the grocery store to buy some like Tylenol. You know, I'm tired. That's what I hope for Vanessa. It's like, oh, she's the tired mom character. Like, got 2 kids to feed. Tired of this. I'm bottom tier.
Yeah.
I don't even want to be in this KOF tournament anymore.
I'm interested in what characters they'll reveal too.
Yeah. It looks like Nakaru's already confirmed.
Because right now they're just revealing KOF 14 characters.
Exactly.
I'm interested into the different models of the different characters from like other SNK games. I'm waiting for that to be revealed. I'm like, oh shit,
Dude.
it's possible KOF 14 or KOF 15 stuff right there.
Dude, I'm waiting for like Hibiki from Last Blade 2.
That'll be dope.
That's what I want, but realistically, I think they would pick Akari instead. But yeah, there's a lot of IPs that they could choose from, or even make original characters.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, most definitely, man. It should be interesting seeing the revelations.
That's the thing, like
Yeah.
if you look at the Heroine Quest comic strip, there aren't a lot of like new characters or characters that haven't been in 14. There's only a handful of characters like Blue Mary and Chizuru who are in a few panels, but most of them were like KOF 14 characters.
14
So I'm not sure
characters.
how many characters they're gonna put in this game that are not in 14.
That's the big question mark, really. Because if they're basing it off the comic, there's no big surprises, really.
Yeah, but some of the characters have new moves though. Like you see, Nakaru, she got her cloth move back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The reflector. She got that
was,
back.
That was kind of cool.
And obviously with the wall bounce we see with Yuri, she has her show knuckle from like, what, 97, 98? Whichever.
Yes. Yeah, I noticed that too.
So yeah, looks like there's like all the moves that they wanted to put into 14 but ran out of time for, they're putting into this game at the least. So we'll see where it goes.
All right. Well, let's wrap up the recap for Evo Japan 2018. Does anyone have any like final lasting thoughts about Evo Japan 2018? Anything that we felt?
I thought it was pretty cool. I was watching the whole thing from start to end.
Yes.
I think it's actually the largest KOF tournament for 14 in history, because they have like 560 entrants.
Damn.
Yeah. That's really significant.
But how many were on the bracket that showed up though?
I don't know that I don't know, but I think it's actually a substantial number of people regardless. Like let's say even
because it's different from
if half of them showed up, that's still bigger than Evo.
Yeah. And then it's different. There's no like T-shirts up for grab like 13 was. And then it's Asia, so you know.
Also, from what I hear, there's no pop monsters. Everyone know how to play because it's Japan.
Yeah. like how easy it is to get from Taiwan to Japan, from Hong Kong to Japan, from China to Japan, or even just Japanese players to show up. What they take the Shinkansen,
the Japanese culture, like they don't pot monster. Like they don't want to waste people's time. If you don't know how to play, they're not going to enter.
So yeah, it's like this is like the biggest tournament turnout with the highest level of play turnout. Like what Middle East showed up too, and then like Europe, South and Central America and their US players like.
The rare case we see, like Team Hong Kong showed up.
Yeah, so like everyone turned out because it's more accessible for everyone. Like people who are already from the Americas, North and South, and Europe, we're already used to like spending a lot of money to travel. I guess Asian players, especially homegrown, grassroots kind of players. I doubt they have like the income to really do it like how we do over here. So you get all those people who could easily make it out on top of our Western players to already make trips like these. Yeah, biggest turnout, biggest level of skill turnout.
I guess like it's also the same like in Japan. A lot of the old school KOF players, they're probably working like a salary man. They're working 9 to 5. It's a Japanese company, so they get like very few holidays per year. So it's very hard for them to fly out to Las Vegas every year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool. It's cool. I think if they do it again next year, I'll definitely try to make my way over there.
Likewise.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with what you said though, because I'm actually gonna, like I said, I'm gonna try to sit down and find a date, maybe like tomorrow or something, and watch the whole thing, because I think they had like I want to say pools and stuff like that streamed and stuff, and then I'm gonna watch top 8 on top of that, because I like to see just all around high level KOF play in any KOF, doesn't matter. 1000, 98, 97, 14, 13, like I just like seeing it all around, so I'm definitely gonna be watching that.
Cool, well said, man. So I mean, besides a lot of the like kind of critical stuff I saw on Twitter about Evo Japan 2018. It looked like it was a pretty good time, man.
Yeah, and,
I want to take. Oh, go ahead.
From what I see, like the Japanese like KOF scene, they've been pretty nice to all of the visitors. They've been hosting a lot of like after parties and casuals afterwards. Like they rented like a ballroom elsewhere and got a bunch of people to show up afterwards. That's really cool.
Yeah. I wanted to go to take pictures with the cosplayers, but I went to MagFest instead, so that's where my money went. So it was different.
Okay.
Yeah. The event looked good. I guess the only issue is it was really hot, like any other fighting game tournament. But if you went outside, it was really cold because it was snowing. Rare snow in Tokyo. So, yeah. And I heard, like, if you got knocked out early, it was kind of boring because there's not, like, a lot of room for, I guess, casuals and stuff. So.
There's an arcade nearby, though. It's like...
So, yeah, you would have to leave the venue.
Showed up there.
Yeah. But yeah, it was hot. Yeah. It was burning hot in there.
But this is like the first year they run. They probably anticipated like a smaller turnout. A lot more people showed up, so next year they'll be ready.
Hopefully. I just hear it's really hard to get like even a big space to run something like this in Tokyo. Hopefully they find a better contract somewhere, but nonetheless it is difficult.
It's either like a gigantic venue, like the conference centers and everything, like Budokai.
Yeah. Where was it run this year? Was it at the UD in Akihabara? Or that's already a big place, so.
Oh really?
Yeah, so we'll see. Well, it depends what part of the UD. But I think the UD is where they generally run Comiket and stuff like that.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yeah, as I recall. Sorry, my anime powers are not as strong as others.
So that place is gigantic, right? You can see like, lines of people, like they lined up hours outside to get in. So they probably just didn't rent out like the whole conference center. There's probably more space if they want to add. And I hear that like the finals day, like all the tickets for the viewing party in the finals day, they got sold out in 5 minutes.
No surprise.
Yeah. So lots of demand. Hopefully they'll do it again next year.
Hopefully.
KOF coming back.
All right. All right. Looks like I'm trying to get some questions for our Q&A section. Looks like we're not really getting anything right now. So, why don't we just wrap things up and give shout outs? So why don't we start with JoJo, man. JoJo, do you have any shout outs you'd like to throw in the air?
Yeah, it's just so many people in general. I mean, I wish I could get them all. Just know that I'm always thinking about them. But just everybody in the Midwest scene alone, period. My buddies in general, my friends, try to get into KOF or just playing their own games in general. Shout outs to Mooney Blues, Chicago KOF scene, Tony playing again. I still can, playing again. Dechmo, Mario, Randall, all those guys. So many of them. I can't get you all, but just shout outs to the KOF community. It's just so many of us. Just Midwest alone, and just globally too. Just keeping the game what it is, keeping it fresh, keeping the hype and whatnot. And all my friends, buddies in ragtag, not ragtag, former ragtag, whatever. That's pretty much it on my end.
All right, great, man. Good to have you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, James Jr., shout outs.
Shout outs to everybody here, everybody watching, Midwest, KOF, SNK games, whatever, everybody that supports SNK. Shout outs to everybody that plays, basically, and shout outs to your moms.
Yes.
Moms out there.
Indeed.
Yo, my mom texted me congratulations when I won Geo World Tour. So,
yeah. Moms are the best.
Dude, moms are the best. So shout outs to my mom.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Right?
Yeah, they brought you into this world, man, and they can take you out, at any point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was brought in this world to play 98.
I was brought in this world to play dinosaur. I'm convinced.
All right, thank you, man. Thanks for coming on. All right, Malicious Tactical Gaming NB Mexiken. Do you have any shout outs, sir?
A couple shout outs and a couple small announcements, I guess, for what's happening in Indiana.
Yes.
So shout outs to Boss Battle Games, where we had our recent monthly really hype Dragon Ball tournament, as well as them supporting the KOF, any KOF ventures I choose to have. They're a pretty awesome group. And then shout outs to Net Battles, also supports most of my KOF ventures. Naptown Clutch is happening in April, the weekend of the 21st, I think. We'll be having KOF 14 as a main game. The 21st. Shout outs to Indiana KOF. I think it's 9 people strong right now. 9 or 10 people, close to it. A lot of people. Shout outs to my team, Malicious Tactical Gaming. I didn't forget this time. And then hopefully I'll see anybody go into Winter Showdown in February. Me and Nathan will be there. So that's about it.
All right, great. Cool. Thank you so much for coming on, man, as always.
Yep.
I don't know how many episodes you've been on here, man, but it's been quite a few.
For sure.
Are we episode 100?
Yeah, this is episode 100.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, thank you.
For real, it came a long way.
I know, man. Ever since struggle Google Hangouts days, LazieFreddy, shout outs.
Well, shout outs to everyone who's been with us since the beginning. Episode 100. If you started from the beginning, listen to all 100 episodes. Shout outs to you.
Yes.
Shout outs to all the people, all the tournament organizers out there. Organized Evo Japan and Combo Breaker and Geo World Tour and all these fantastic tournaments for us to participate in. It's much appreciated. I know a lot of times the TOs, they don't get much love from us, but they do a lot of hard work in the back. Without them, there's no scene. So big shout outs to them. Shout outs to all the people who make beginner guides.
Yes.
I know Cauliflower makes a lot of
that
guides.
dude's dope.
So to be honest, I never really watched them because I don't really need them. But it wasn't until I started to learn a new game. Like recently, I'm trying to learn DBZ, and it wasn't until I tried to learn a new game that I realized how important it is to have like a beginner's guide for people who have completely no experience to learn how to play. Like without a guide, I would not bother with the game at all.
Yes.
So big shout outs to everyone who makes the beginner guides out there.
Okay. All right, cool. And also shout outs to like Diamond Dust 132 and there's this one guy that makes pretty good beginner videos. Was like Raw 3 Bones or something like that.
Yeah, I've seen a couple. I can't remember what their names are on top of my head.
Yeah. But anyone that is producing content, for King of Fighters, beginners content, like, thank you so much. It's pretty good. All right. Last but certainly not least, Laban, do you have any shout outs?
Just shout outs to Reiki, Quito for like paying for the motel room we stayed at for our stay in NorCal or SoCal for the Geo World Tour. Yeah, just shout outs to anyone who plays SNK, to the company, to those who make content. I used to make content. I don't anymore because I'm a loser. But, it's just like SNK's old, portmanteau. It's like SNK play more. We just need to play more, play together, have fun, enjoy these games. And to everyone who makes this all possible, like, thank you. And yeah, again, thank our moms for putting us here to play these games. So, yeah.
All right, cool.
Bless be all.
Indeed. And thank you for coming on the show, man.
All right, no problem. Thanks, you, man.
Yeah, no problem. All right. Well, shout outs and stuff from my end. Get Dream Council t-shirts at dreamcouncil.com/shop, and also become a Patreon subscriber. We give early access to YouTube videos that is on the Dream Council YouTube channel. For anyone that's creating KOF content or any gaming content, like videos and stuff like that, make a Patreon and get you some subscribers, because I know it could be kind of hard out here for a new I would say young small YouTube channel. So make a Patreon. I subscribe to a few Patreons, so it's basically just like Kickstarter or Indiegogo or GoFundMe, but for creators, and you can give exclusive or early access to content. So go ahead and check out Patreon and join us for games at our Dream Council Discord server, and also check out the King of Data app created by Orochinaji. Shout out to Orochinaji.com. And also just want to go through the tournaments that are in the Max Cancel circuit real quick. So Frosties is done with. They got their points. Go to these events: Winter Showdown 5, Winter Showdown, Winter Brawl 12, also Vegas Cup 2 is in March. NCR, NorCal Regionals 2018 is also in March. Early May, Texas Showdown 2018, and also at the end where a lot of us are going to be at, Combo Breaker 2018, going down May 25th, 27th, Memorial Day weekend. Get your PTO ready for that, days off and stuff like that. And also, I failed to bring this up. This is an old poster, so just ignore the date. But Brooklyn Video Games King of Fighters 2K2 tournament. This is going down February 17th, and I'm gonna post a link in the chat real quick for people to check it out. Couldn't really find a poster, but they've been on Twitter just nonstop, so yeah, definitely checked it out. But
I think they're gonna fly out Romance or someone.
I did hear that they were trying to get some Asian players as well, but it didn't work.
No Asian players because it's very close to Chinese New Year.
Yes. Okay.
But I think they're gonna get Romance over.
Right.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say that was kind of close to. I want to say Clutch 18 was around. I was planning on going to that for KOF 14, and maybe either Marvel or Dragon Ball. So yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Also, and I believe that was on the 24th of February, if I'm not mistaken. I have to check again on that as well.
Right. But yeah, again, like we said before, definitely check out the Mex Cancel Cup circuit with the tournaments that I've just announced. And there's going to be links all in the description section on YouTube, so go ahead and check that out. And yeah, that's mainly about it. Again, just shout outs to everybody. Shout outs to that we got to 100 episodes. Let's get to 100 more. Thanks to all the viewers that have been viewing us and checking out our podcast over the years. Even we're on the freaking like MP3 downloads back in the day, and then we moved over to the live streaming, I would say, section. Yeah, thank you so much. In the description section, we're also going to post up a playlist of all 100 episodes. So if you want to binge watch Dream Cancel Live, definitely check that out. There's a lot of good information in a lot of those episodes too, in regards to just like gameplay for whichever games and just improving as a player and stuff like that. So again, yeah, thank you to everyone. And yeah, that's about it. So this concludes another installment of the Dream Cancel podcast. My name is Desmond, the administrator of DreamCancel.com. And until next time, keep playing, keep learning, and have fun. Peace.